Hey there, comic book friends. I'm Travis, and it's New Comic Book Day. Yay! Or at least New Comic Book Day for me. These are books for actually this week. Books from September 19th. First off, no comic book roundtable this week. I'm working stupid shifts, and I won't have last week's comics read. I've got 2 of them read so far. They've both been good, but there's no way I'm going to have remotely close to enough books read to do a show. Plus, I will be stupid tired because I've been working the 4 a.m. shift again. So what I plan to do is next week, I am going to do double the comics. So comic book roundtable next weekend, hopefully. And it'll be crazy because there'll be tons of books to talk about. Anyway, this week I got 13 books, it tells me. We'll start right off with the now infamous Batwing book. Wang, because that's what people are calling it, right? I like to call it the Bat Member, but whatever. So it's Batman Damned. It's now notorious for having a shot of Batman's penis in it, and which would be no big deal at all. You know, whatever. It's not a big deal to me. Other than they immediately then censored it on all digital outlets, and they also any new future printings of the book, they're going to edit the Bat Member out. Just ridiculous, right? Just crazy. Anyway, let's get on to the rest of the books. See that Sergeant America is with me. He's already telling me to go to bed. I've got about an hour and a half, and then I'll go to bed. Anyway, what do we got here? Oh, 7 to Eternity is back. It's all about the Jerome Opeña art of these movie poster covers. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's largely about the art. I do like the story. The huge break kind of slowed this down for me, but I'm still enjoying it. And like I said, I look forward to seeing what happens, because our guy has finally gone like total rogue. It seems to be. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Everybody still misses the Batman. Yeah, it may come back. Like I said, it's around. Had to break it up though. Anyway, so next up we have West Coast Avengers issue number 2, the giant size Tigra there. We'll see how this goes. I don't know. I really enjoyed the first issue. I thought it was a lot of fun. The right kind of fun and goofy. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this issue brings. Yeah. Need some laughs amongst the dark stuff. So Wildstorm, issue number 17. Just checking out the cover. It's a flying person up there. Little tiny flying person. All kinds of this crazy storm down here, wrecking barns and whatnot. Always looking forward to the Wildstorm thing, seeing what happens with it and whatnot. John Davis Hutt art is always really cool. Like I said, we're winding up here. I just really curious to see where things start all clicking together, and what's the bigger picture going to be for this thing to be done in 24 issues and whatnot. It's interesting. It feels like they're setting up a lot of content, and then what are they going to do with the content afterwards? Is it all going to kind of end or what? I'm not sure. Anyway, next issue of Shadow Man, issue number 7. We're back in Neolithic times, back in the prehistoric times, basically the first of men. This is Dead and Gone Part 4. So we'll see where this goes. I've been enjoying the stuff set way in the past. So, but yeah, I don't know. LaRosse is asking me if I've read other Azzarello work. Lots. I do have some of the Batman stories. I don't think I have the Luthor story. I do have the Joker story. And I've read them on lots of other stuff. I like his work. He's kind of annoying to talk to personally at like cons and stuff. And he's kind of cantankerous on social media when he occasionally shows up on social media. But I do like a lot of his work. He's had runs on stuff that I've enjoyed. and I like his independent work quite a bit. So if they're treating the Batman story, this Batman story, like that, then I'm curious to see what all it's going to have in it. But the funny thing is, I don't hear anybody actually talking about. I don't hear anybody actually talking about this book, about the art, about the story, or any of that kind of stuff. It's all about the Batmember, right? So, anyway, so yeah, I'm looking forward to checking it out. I mean, John Constantine in it, that's gonna be cool. You know, looking forward to it. Anyway, Ice Cream Man, issue number 7. This is such a great book. I'm really curious to see where they go with this. I think that this is going to this issue, I think, is going to draw back into some stuff that was touched on, like in issue 4. I want to think that there's a greater story there, not just this kind of Outer Limits, Twilight Zone kind of thing, but there's a rhyme and reason to some of it, or a sinister plot, or that sort of thing. I think we're going to get. We really like that cover. That's a cool. I mean, the Ice Cream Man back there, yay! But I don't know. It's kind of eerie. The empty playground was always kind of an eerie look to it. So, and the colors of that, where normally these covers are really bright. So they have lots of pinks in them and stuff. Really curious about that. Oh, you know why? Because this is a variant cover, right? Now that I'm looking at it, I think this is yeah, this is Fabio Moon. This is a Fabio Moon cover. That's why it's not bright. I love Fabio Moon, so yeah, cool. This is one of those books I do buy if I like the cover artist on the variants. I do buy the variants. Like anytime there's a cover by Fraser Irving, I'll pick that up instead of the regular cover. Whereas most of the time with most comic books, I like to stick to the regular cover or just buy the variant covers. So when I look in the box, when I look at my box and I look at the run, it all looks consistent in some way. So it's a silly thing, but it's a thing I do. Days of Hate issue. This is 8 of 12. We're getting there. The last issue was just kind of a giant, WTH kind of a thing as far as the craziness that went on it, the kind of plot twist, the wait a second, how's that character doing that, or why is that character doing that? So I'm really curious to see where it goes from there. Super dark book, depressing in a lot of ways, but really intriguing to read, at least for me. Evolution number 10. God, there's a suitcase at like the bus terminal with an open me sign on it, and of course blood's pouring out of it because it's probably the body samples and stuff that the crazy doctor is leaving behind in his wake of trying to find a cure or an antidote to the evolution, this whatever this biological thing is that's kind of evolved, this virus that's taking over humanity and consuming it, and people don't seem to recognize that it's happening until it's way too late. Meanwhile, we've got other characters that are in Germany, dealing with kind of a cult type situation around the evolution, this the changing of people and the tentacles and all the other kind of crazy stuff that goes on, and a few other odd stories in amongst it. So good stuff. Really like the art, the Inferiori art with the Boyd colors. Just good stuff. So it's Justice League number 8. And of course, it's one of the break stories. So instead, it is the Legion of Doom. Batman Who Laughs joins the Legion of Doom. I'm not familiar with the character at all, other than a lot of people really like the character from the metal thing. So we'll see how that all plays out. I know that I'm super excited by that. But I am going to dig Jan in doing a Justice League book. So the art will be also on it. Okay. So I got another book, and I don't know how I got it because I 100% know I did not order this book. I'm going to look at I threw my invoice on the floor here. I'm going to look at it real quick here because there's no way. That is really strange. They gave me an issue of Kick-Ass. issue number 7, which I would never get this because I do not read. Now I have to check my invoice versus my comics to see if they gave me something wrong. But I don't read. Well, that's weird because it's Steve Niles. I am really confused as to why I even have this. I mean, it is. It's definitely. I don't know. I don't know why I have it. So now I'm going to be counting my books and checking my invoice to figure out if they gave me something by accident and didn't give me what I'm supposed to have. So issue 55 of Batman. Battle for the Souls of Gotham. No idea. Tony Daniels doing art on this. Of course, King writing it. We'll see where the story goes. I didn't necessarily care a whole lot for the last issue. I think it was largely the art was my hiccup with it. I like the intent, but it just didn't deliver. But like I said, I've been enjoying Batman since the wedding issue and whatnot. So it's had some good stories. So it's Britannia, Lost Eagles of Rome. This is issue 3 of 4. Basically a story about the first detective. He's supposed to be looking for these lost Eagles of Rome that were supposedly lost in the forests of Germany, basically, but instead he is in Egypt because he feels like the real answer to what has happened to them is, of course, here instead. And him being the detective, he's going to figure that out. And we're along for the ride, clearly. Black Hammer, issue number 5. It's Black Hammer, the Age of Doom. Last issue ended on a huge reveal of what's really happening with our characters, or clearly not what we all thought possibly was happening with the characters. So looking forward to seeing where the story is going to go now, because I'm just not sure exactly what that might be. Jeff Lemire written, a super art by Dean Ostrom, wonderful colors by Dave Stewart. Always a highlight to read this book. And it's issue number 11 of Mr. Miracle. And there's Mr. Miracle and Barda's kid potentially with Darkseid, because that's the sacrifice, right? That's the sacrifice that was asked of them. Man, I'm looking forward to reading this. It'll be at the top of the list of things to read because I just can't imagine exactly what they're gonna do with that. Of course, this is the variant cover. This is the Mitch Gerald's variant cover, and that's it. So like I said, I'll have to look over my list and see what I didn't get. So my list says Britannia, which I got, Batman, which I got, Black Hammer, which I got, Ice Cream Man, which I got, Wildstorm, which I got, Batman the Damned, which I got, Justice League, which I got, Days of Hate, which I got, 17 Train, which I got, Mr. Miracle, which I got, West Coast Avengers, which I got, Evolution number 10, which I got, and Shaman, which I got. So I got an extra Kick-Ass comic, and I don't know how it accidentally ended up in my poll. So I have gotten entire polls way back in the day that were somebody else's. So I shipped them off. So anyway, that is it for me. Looking over yes, LaRossa, I totally get what you're saying. LaRossa saying that lately any books of babies make LaRossa cringe because, of course, LaRossa has a new little one in her home. And having kids does change a lot of stories. At least it does for me anyway. Stories that have kids in them definitely have a different feel to me being a parent and whatnot. Which I don't think is a bad thing. I actually think I get more mileage out of a lot of stuff. I appreciate some of the other stories that have parents and their kids and those dynamics and stuff. Anyway, that is it. Like I said, no comic roundtable this week. It's just not going to work out. I will be here. If nobody else is, I will be here next weekend for Comic Book Roundtable, and it'll be massive because I got 13 books this week. I have 21 books from last week, and I'm going to talk about every single one of them. So, that else, it'll be me for 2 hours talking. But I hope other people come on and join too. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, and I will catch you all next week.